So the third video is, tip number 3, which is have multiple ways for students to express their learning. This is probably the biggest area of emails that I've gotten from teachers, asking like the student in my class, can't even write a complete sentence. How are they going to, navigate my classroom, and so this is definitely a concern for the inclusive classroom. So one of the things that I wanted to give you as a tip is not only are you giving multiple ways for students to access content, but you're also offering them multiple ways to express their learning. And so really there's only 3 ways that kids can show you what they've learned, right? They can write it, they can speak it, or they can draw it. And I highly, highly, highly encourage you to accept all 3. Um, will there be a time that the students have to be writing because they have to do that in assessments? Yes. So should you, when you're planning a unit, have some places where the written answer needs to be the only thing? Yes. But one of the things that I want you to keep in mind is if you are offering multiple ways to access content and you are offering multiple ways to show what's learned, you have taken that off the plate of the striving student, right? So lots of times striving students already feel bad about themselves because they are having trouble reading and writing. And not only are they having trouble reading and writing, but they go to classes where reading and writing is the only methodology of getting through the class. So they also now have not learned the content and they're struggling with reading and writing. By offering multiple ways to access the content and multiple ways to show did they learn the content, you've now at least taken that and made them feel better about that. Like, I may not be able to read and write as well as my classmates, but I at least understand the topic that we're discussing because I was allowed to watch a video. And I can show the teacher that I know, that I have learned, and be able to get graded on what I know, because it's not attached to the requirement of having to write it out. So when we think about that, you'll notice I'm going to go right back to this Padlet that I showed you in the ways to access content. And you'll see that we added the question as the first column in this shelf format in Padlet. So you all have access to Padlet, and it's the paid version. And this is one of their templates. It's called Shelves. And so if you want help in setting up these documents, I would love to come and support you in that. So all you have to do is email. But you'll see that question here, were blacks truly free after Reconstruction, explain your response, is here. And so watch what Padlet allows us to do. So, the kids come in and they come in and they click the plus sign, and then they get all of these ways. I'm going to just move my picture so that you can see what's opened up. So here's what's opened up. So I could write, Logan Fisher. So that, there's my name, this is my answer. And then you have all of these ways that you can answer the question. You could upload a document that you were working on. You could take a photo of a drawing and upload the drawing. You could add a link. You could do an image search. So you could, say, put a picture on of, what you're thinking now that you've learned this, content. But the most important thing that I wanted to show you in Padlet are these 3 dots. If you open up these 3 dots, they give you all kinds of things that the kids are able to do. So notice there's a video recorder. The kids could click on it and videotape their answers, right? They're being recorded like I am, saying, no, I don't think they were free, and here's why. I watched this video and they said this. So they can videotape their answers. Here's a screen recorder. So they could actually, record their screen and talk over it. So if they don't want to see themselves, they can, the screen gets recorded and they can voice over what they're thinking. They can draw, so they could draw a picture of what it is that they're thinking about or that they think that they have learned. There's an audio recorder. So if you don't want to see your face, you could just record your voice talking. There are all of these things, YouTube videos, image searches, web searches, that you could offer them. Just use Padlet and answer in any way that's, feels right to you. So kids could still write their answer if they wanted to. But they can also record it and they can also draw it, because remember, the 3 ways to show what we've learned is writing, speaking, and drawing. So Padlet offers all of those ways. So I'm just going to show you once more how I did that, just so that you can see it. I'm just going to discard. So here's that question. They've dug in, they've done all of this work, and now they have to give a response to the question. So they come here underneath the shelf, they click the plus sign, they write their name in the subject line. Here, if the kids just want to write their answer, they just come down here and write. They just put it in that place. But if they don't want to write their answer and they would rather record or draw, they can click on these 3 dots, and they have all of these choices in ways that they can show what they learned. It's a really, really, really great app to use, Padlet, because there's so much that can be done with it. Now, if you aren't loving Padlet, or you think like, I don't have time to set these Padlets up, you could just open a Padlet and put the question in, right? It doesn't have to have all of the information. You could simply type the question in, and the kids could just put their answers in any manner that they are able to put their answers in. So once again, allowing kids to record their learning, and also allowing kids to draw about their learning, and also allowing kids to write to show you what they've learned, encompasses all kids and gives all kids an equal chance to show you, I have learned this thing, or I haven't learned this thing, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to choose the way I'm going to show you how I've learned. That's one way. I'm going to also go back to that Google Doc template that I showed you before, where this is another way to access material. Remember the videos, the sites, the documents, and articles. Another way to allow kids to give the answers to the question is to just come up here, right here, and they'll have Screencastify. So the simplest thing for Screencast is for them to just click this orange arrow. It'll count down 3, 2, 1. And then the kids just say, here's my answer. And they can put their webcam on if they want. They don't have to put their webcam on. It can just be a voiceover, and they can give you that answer. Once they push the stop button, which is down here, the video pops up. It says copy the link, and then they can put the link in your Google Classroom. So that's another way of being able to not only write the answer, but to record an answer. And then the third way is in Kami. So one of the things that I want you to remember is that we have Kami available. So this is an exit ticket, and you'll have, I have lots and lots of these, and I'm giving them to you in this PD. But I've uploaded this exit ticket into Kami, and the great thing about this exit ticket is I can get a text box and write the answer. How would you describe this to a young child? But if I don't want to write, or if I don't have the capacity yet to write, then I can go again to these 3 dots in Padlet, 3 dots here, click on it, and take a look at all of the things I can do. I can do a voice comment. I can record myself if I want to. I can capture a screen that I might have been working on, maybe a drawing or something, and put it in that box. And Kami allows for us to offer different ways of answering and showing our learning as well. So once again, I'm just going to show you that one more time. You can do the old text box in Kami, but you can also click on these 3 dots, and it gives them multiple ways of showing what they've learned that doesn't require writing complete sentences. And if you're saying to yourself, yeah, but they do have to be able to write complete sentences. Yes, they do. And that's what your partner teacher, that's what the consultant teacher is there for. And those are skills that the consultant teacher can work on when she or you are working one-on-one. But I'm trying to bring this back to, these are the things you use when you are teaching grade level content and you want to know, did the child learn, and they're not able to write to show you that. And so this is, things that you can use when you're trying to teach what you need to teach in your content area.